F.B.I. reunites a Rockwell, stolen 40 years ago, with its owners. Philadelphia. No matter where the Grant family lived, the Norman Rockwell painting of a chubby boy resting against a tree had always been hung in a place where it was sure to be seen. Robert Grant's children knew that painting, the one he bought for $50 or $100, depending on whom you ask, was something their father had treasured. Sometimes, it had a spot in the living room so conspicuous that in Christmas photographs, the boy looms over the Grant children as they open presents. It had also been in the entryway of their home in Cherry Hill, N.J. It was one of the first things visitors noticed when they walked through the front door. Then, one day in 1976, the family returned home, and the painting was gone. On Friday, more than 40 years later, one of Robert Grant's sons, John, showed up at the federal building here where an F.B.I. special agent handed him papers to sign. It had taken years of reaching out to investigators only to hit dead ends, but finally, the painting was back in the family's hands. "It's unbelievable," Mr. Grant said, as his siblings and other relatives posed for photographs with the painting. "The dream came true, and my dad would be so happy." At the bottom of the painting, there was the tear and the indentions in the canvas just as he had remembered them, evidence of the damage that forced his father, who died in 2004, to buy it in the first place. In the early 1950s, the painting had been hanging in a friend's house when the elder Mr. Grant had been playing pool. He drew his pool cue back too far, puncturing the painting. "It was a you break it, you buy it type moment," said Jacob B. Archer, a special agent in the F.B.I.'s art crime team in Philadelphia, who investigated the case. "It very well could have been the best mistake of Mr. Grant's life." Rockwell was known for his enduring depictions of American life, from idyllic images of boyhood to weightier subjects, like his For Freedom series inspired by Franklin D. Roosevelt's State of the Union address in 1941. The piece that ended up in the Grant family home was variously known as Taking a Break, Lazy Bones and Boy Asleep with Ho, and was painted by Rockwell when he was 25 as a cover for the Saturday Evening Post in 1919. It was among the earliest of the 323 covers that he would illustrate for the magazine, which Rockwell had considered a great show window for illustrations, said Martin Mahoney, director of curatorial operations at the Norman Rockwell Museum in Stockbridge, Mass. Mr. Mahoney said that the stolen painting, like much of Rockwell's work, was inspired by life's small moments, with gentle humor often combined with pathos. Deborah Solomon, an art critic and author of American Mirror, The Life and Art of Norman Rockwell, said that the painting was significant because it represented Rockwell's early work. But she also considers it to be among his least appealing, noting the callous portrayal of an overweight child. "His face is flushed, with his mouth hanging open and the skin on his neck pouring over the collar. A hoe rested between his legs and his dog laid its head on his lap. It's a very unflattering portrayal of boyhood," Ms. Solomon said, "and I think the cute dog is portrayed with more sympathy and affection." Around the time Mr. Grant bought the painting, there was not much of a market for original Rockwell paintings, she said. The artist was more concerned then with making money from reproductions. Lisbeth Schlackhofer, one of Mr. Grant's children, said that her father's attachment to the painting came more from sentimental reasons. "Back in the day, this wasn't a big thing," she said. "He just liked it." In the summer of 1976, the family returned to Cherry Hill, a suburb of Philadelphia, from Ocean City, N.J., to find that their home had been burglarized. A silver coin collection and a television set had been taken, as well as the painting, the authorities said, starting a journey to an anonymous antiques dealer's kitchen wall. "It hanged there for years," the authorities said, before he realized it was not a damaged reproduction but was, in fact, a stolen genuine article.